Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we're playing with the MC-707. Really, this is just me messing around with a track that kind of is already started. I've got some bits and pieces, and I'm just going to start to expand on this and make some adjustments to what I already have. Really, this is the kind of thing you'd be wanting to do on your own, I suppose, but I guess I thought, well, I might as well stream it. If anyone's interested, they may enjoy it. I'm just going to get on my stream to see if anybody's here. I've got this dead basic drum beat. I want to make some adjustments to that as well. Let's see who's here. If someone could just, hello, if someone could just say, I don't know who's here. I know there's a few people watching. If someone could just say that they can hear me okay. Who's hello, hi there, hi Christopher, hi PD MIDI, how are you doing? Hello. Yeah, so really, like I said, I've got my MIDI keyboard here. You just might think to add some stuff to shortly. Well, it's just really for ease. But first of all, I'm really just trying to fix parts of this that I want to get right. So it could be possibly a mind-bogglingly boring video, but I don't know, you might enjoy it. Audio, okay, thank you very much. Cheers. So I've got this. I'm going to make some adjustments to the actual kit as well, and everything's sounding pretty dry here. And then I've got this here, which now has nothing on it at all. Which was that. Which in another video about, hi Stephen, hi Barry as well, which in another video the other day was about recording external effects in with this. So I'd recorded this sound and basically turned it into this and recorded it onto this track. You can't hear it, but so that's now got all this exterior effect on it. So the first thing I need to do really is I can get rid of this because it's already been used on this. So I'm just going to actually scroll. I'm just going to move my MIDI keyboard out of the way for a sec because it's basically in the way while I'm messing around with this stuff. It's all right while I'm looking for sounds. So I'm highlighting the whole track by moving the cursor all the way to the top of track 2, which is a tone track. And along here, I have certain things I can do, like change the sound, make some editing. So I think what I'm going to do initially is I'm just going to actually delete this track entirely. So I'm now back to nothing on there. And then shortly I can add another tone track or a drum track to that. I might add another drum track or whatever, but you know. Anyway, so first things I need to do is sort the drums out a bit. I want like some scope to select that. I just want to put some reverb on this snare. Now you'll hear that some of these I've got reverb on. The kick, I've taken all the reverb send off. You use one reverb on a track, or on the whole thing. It's a send, but with the drum track, you can choose whether this whatever pad it's on. So if I hold shift, and I'm just going to hit this pad now, it takes us to this screen, and I can select any of the pads here and make loads of adjustments. You see, I've got reverb, 0 reverb send on the snare. And if I enter by pressing function, I can do the delay. So if I wanted the delay just on the snare. So I've got the rotator cuff like me. But we've got to go back to reverb here, and I'm going to put quite a lot of reverb on this. And what I'm also going to do is while I'm on this pad here, I'm going to press enter And I'm going to choose pad edit, enter again. And I'm going to switch the EQ switched on. I'm going to boost the high gain just on the snare. There's EQs all over the place on this. EQ is on everything. So I'm just going to boost the high-end EQ on that snare. There we go. That's nicer. And if I select a different pad, it just changes the EQ setting. So I could actually switch the EQ on for the kick and just boost that. Boost that low gain just a tiny bit, I think. Might be getting too loud now on the actual mix out, so I'm gonna just back that off a little bit, I think. I'm just gonna exit that all. I'm gonna exit that again. I'm just gonna have a listen. That sounds much nicer to me. With that reverb on the snare. And then I'm going to copy a bit and copy it over a bit and do that as well. So, can you record on record? Well, you can overdub a track as long as it's polyphonic, but you have 128 clips you can use and 8 tracks sort of thing, and each clip can be a different sound. It's very deep. Anyway, and if I like that snare on there, that's good. But the hi-hat, that needs more top end. So as long as I'm selected on the right pad here, I'm gonna hit. I can also change the sound as well if I want to put a completely new sound on that, but it's fine for this. I'm going to press enter and pad edit. And I think definitely take some mid out. Oh, that's better. I like that. Bit more top end now. Top boost. Turn the level up a little bit. Tuning. I'll leave that -2. I won't put any reverb on the actual hi-hat, and I think for that I'm happy with the reverb that's on those. So we've got a send of 59 on that like percussion instrument, and then I won't be using that. So yeah, that'll be fine. Might use that. But for the first part, I think that's okay. And also, I could take the reverb off the whole thing, but because this is the actual overall reverb send for the whole thing, for the whole kit, I've got it assigned to this effects knob. It's got a filter on it. That's fine, that can stay open. I've got like a gating release on it, decay. And I've got the multi-effects set to a band, like a high pass. And bass now. I definitely want some reverb on that. It is a lot of menu diving, but you get used to it really quick. Actually, it's not so bad. And I want to record that motion. So I'm going to switch on record and switch on motion record, so it's switched on. Cool beans. Better. So what I think I'd like to do now is copy the whole thing before I start to like try and find other instruments. I quite like that as a complete thing, as a start and as an introduction to what this will end up being. God knows what it'll end up being. It will take days and days to finish it completely and do it properly. But as a process, I want you to see how the nitty-gritty of it works. So selecting certain things. So if we scroll all the way over here, we highlight this whole row of clips. We can go, let's see now, copy. And then move down to another row and paste. And it's asking me if I want to paste the sounds or the phrases and the samples or all of it. Well, I kind of want to paste all of it. So now all that is now copied over. So if I press play, it's still playing the top row. However, now it's playing the second row after I've hit enter on the highlighted clip row. So let's see, what we want to do is move back over now. And Annie, this drum track on this second clip, I think wants some extra. Can't really hear that. And everything at the moment is set to 2 measures. I think apart from this, which is set to 4. So my last clip is set to 4, which is this, because I re-recorded it into over 4 measures, and then everything's set at 2 measures. I quite like that, so I'm gonna press record and quantize on for this, I think, and press play, and then I'll come in when it loops back around. 2, 3, 4. Cool beans. Okay, so happy with that. Then I think now I need to go to another clip. So you'll see that I'm going to use this instrument now, which is completely blank. I've selected it and it's asking me what type of track I want to put in there. I think I'm going to put a tone track in this. So all I need to do, I got like drum or drum with compressor or looper. But I want a sound, I kind of want a Rhodes type sound. So I'm going to hit C4. So I'm going to hit, sorry, I'm going to create a clip. So create, I'm going to hit sound, enter. I'm going to choose some sort of, let's see what we've got in the categories here. electric pianos, and here we go. I'll get my MIDI keyboard back again. Hang on. I'm just gonna try and locate a sound. You might notice this is tracking over 3 bars. I don't want it over 3. I'm just gonna set this over 32, which is 2 bars. Exit. I think that sounds okay actually. So I think I can happily live with quantizing, splashing now I've armed it. So 2, 1, 2, 3, See, that would be nice if what we can do is we can move the position of the notes on any of the particular sequence points. So it might be nice if it goes down, down, ring, you know, like a kind of a, we step out those last 3 notes, maybe. Let me go into sound here. And I can go into the ADSR for this sound. Bit more decay. So I could bit more. Change the effect. So I think what I'll do is save the whole thing anyway, just so I don't forget. Right. Okay. Okie dokie. So that's all saved now. So if you can see, at the moment, what we're seeing is the first bar. So there is the first input of notes on that bar. And if I hit shift and hold this, it will take me to this screen, which shows me what notes I've used. And I can adjust their relative velocities, the length of those notes, but also the start point of the notes, or even change the notes depending on which one I select. But so if I go to my second bar here is that second chord that the third chord that I played. And what I'm going to do is adjust the start points of the notes. So I'll leave the first notes that I played. So you can do this one step point on this keyboard track starts at step 7 on part 2 sort of thing. We can just move down to the second note in that chord that I played, and I'm going to move this over a little tiny bit, and then go down to, and I'm going to move this one over a little bit more, so we'll get this kind of effect. So see what this sounds like. Right, can go more. More. Getting somewhere now. Yeah. That sounds quite nice now with the back to clip 001. So I think what I'll do again is just copy the whole row onto the next thing. As long as I'm highlighted at the very end here, I can go copy, and it will copy all this stuff, and then I can just paste it into the next. I'm going to paste all. And I think this time I'm going to add another. Drum track. I think another percussion track sort of thing. Yeah. So I'm going to create a clip there. Actually, no, I haven't created my. No, because I haven't selected an instrument. Right, okay. Select an instrument there, Doug. I said I'd do with a drum. Okay, so I'm going to create a clip. And it'll be, why is it my clips defaulting to 3 bars? Ridiculous. I don't want them to do that. So I'm just going to set this to 32, which is 2 bars. I'm going to save this while I remember. It's all saving, guys. It's all saving. Remember to save your stuff. So, sound. That might be quite fun. Is anybody? Can someone say something? Is my actual thing stopped? It gets very confusing because my chat feed, if it doesn't, oh, there we go. Thanks, Joe. I'm gonna. Select that. So enter will load that kit. And then I'll find a sound. Don't want that sound. So shift and enter. I'm gonna onto this now. I'm gonna go to intro. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change that sounds. So yeah, it is a bit East End, isn't it? Dun, 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 dun. No, don't. It's a Simmons, isn't it? Might change that snare out as well, but I'll leave them anyway, but that I want to change. So this time we can go to, I'll do this again and show you guys. Once you shift select the pad like this, it takes you to the drum edit screen where you can edit anything on any of the drums, the levels, effects, send effects, the MFX. This sound I don't want. I kind of think I want a big boom sound like from one of Dean's packs. So big boom, 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 boom. What's vulcanized? How? Boom. Right, so boom, boom. Let's see what I want to do. Enter. And then I want to go to instrument edit. Enter. And I think I might be right. I'm on the wrong one now. So exit, possibly pad edit. Where is it now to get my other sound in? Instrument name, instrument edit. I can't remember now. There's a way to change the actual, where we go, dickhead. Instrument select, enter. And I'm going to choose this from a WAV file, which is on my SD card in here. I think the machine is way too hard to understand for an old man like you. You're having a laugh, man. I'm expert at this. Absolutely genius. I'm telling you. I know you're only kidding, mate. But you're probably right. No, listen, right. So these are all on here. These are all different files that are on my SD card, and all these files contain other files and contain stuff. So I'm looking for reflective because I know that it is. So I'm going to enter the reflective pack, and I am going to choose the effects category. I can enter or scroll over, and I'm looking for I've got this set on auto preview, that's why you can hear the sounds. I want one of these. I think that one. So what I'm going to do is, all I need to do is use C4 control, make sure I'm on import, and then it just imports it onto this pad for me. So now I have that wave file on this pad, on this, just this one drum pad, and I can build up a whole drum kit, and I can choose the reverb send to this pad. I think it sounds quite nice actually. There's loads of reverb already on it, so we could actually send some delay to it as well. Put it on sustain mode and all. Right, so actually, sound, the settings for the entire kit has no delay on it. So if I was to choose I don't know, I think I'll leave the delay off. What's not battery powered? This ain't battery powered. God, I hate battery powered stuff. I do. Every time I use battery powered stuff, the batteries run out and I have to change them. Does me head in. what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and copy the line again, go to the end, copy, and then I'm going to paste it down to the next line. However, this time I'm just going to copy the sound and not the actual groove. So if I enter now, there'll be nothing there. It's just the sound. It's all I've done is paste all these sounds back in there. So I can. So what I'm going to do is just basically go to my kick. There's Dean's, what's it? And you'll see now that all I've done is copy the sound. Everything is just one bar. We want maybe this over 2 bars. It's probably easiest. So what I'll do is select the actual thing that I want. Hit function and then just duplicate the bar. I need to duplicate that one as well. So that there, I'll have quantize on. I'm recording this bass part. I'll wait for the command and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then No quantize on this. 2, 3, 4. Rubbish. Yeah. Well, it's made a start, hasn't it? Let's see. I need to save it again. Okay. So I've done quite a bit. Look, we started with, what did we start with at the very beginning? Was just that, wasn't it? Here you go. It's quite a nice sound, that is. I think with the 707, it's got like 5 gazillion sounds in it. I've already loaded in about another, God, it must be about another 3,000 samples from Dean Electronic Sounds. Is there as well. So I've got, what I can do if I wanted to as well is have a different sound on each clip. But so I've got, what have we got? We've got 5 kind of scenes set up. I can save a scene and recall them from this as well. But I know we spent the first few minutes, didn't we, setting up the sounds and stuff a bit better. But I will move this on a bit as well, and maybe we can come back to it next week or something and put a bit more in, you know, or whatever. Or I might have put a bit more in by then. Anyway, but absolutely loving this machine. I just think it's brilliant. You're creative. Once you learn how it works, you can pretty much do almost anything you can think of. It's such good fun. And in the synth engine, it's just insanely deep in the way you can route effects, etc., etc. And it's just epic stuff. And it's fun because it's all hands-on. Guys, listen, if you're around tonight's live stream is how I make my YouTube videos. That's the live stream. Not how I make the live streams, which most of them are these days, obviously. But how I make, like, if it was a stereo screen recorded one with all the intros and stuff, and how I edit in LumaFusion, that kind of thing. So if anyone's interested in how to do that, I shall be definitely halibut tonight. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be doing how I make YouTube videos. Guys, listen, brilliant. Vulcanized, lovely to see you this afternoon, mate. And you, Rustique, as well. Gosh. Must be, and Stephen and Richard and everybody else, PM, who's here, who's joined us this afternoon to watch about just watch nothing really, me just working with this. I didn't really want this to be a tutorial. I was just wanted to finish this. Well, get on with it kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Clip launching from the clip launcher view. It's very 80s, isn't it, to be fair? Top job. Right, guys, I will see you later. Hopefully you can make it later on to see how I make my videos. Yeah, it should be interesting for some people, or maybe they want to do it as well. You know, they copy exactly what I do. They can make videos like I do. Not that you'd want to. Anyway, I shall see you guys later. Thank you very, very much for joining me this afternoon as well. Also. And yes, ta-ta. I'll let you guys say ta-ta to each other, and I shall close all this stuff down. Yes.